Hi guys, welcome back to another reaction video here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to watch episode 17 of a Summertime Render. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me, and keep going on following me with this great adventure. Okay, in the previous episode, especially at the end of it, we understood who Shide is. Unbelievable. And let's see what's going to happen today. Let's see if they are starting planning the last fight. Are you ready to join me with these? Check it out. Oh. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the eye went away. No, because... Oh, wow. In fact, because they are not friends at all. Ooh. Exactly. In my opinion, she has to confess. Even if it's hard because her sister loves Shimpe, but I think that she also has to say what she feels. Yeah, you should have told so. That's important that he says sorry now. Mm. Oh yeah, he should apologize to her too, because she suffered a lot too. It was hard. Yeah. Well, that's right. I mean, I've never seen him sleeping. Yeah, you should sleep a little bit. But I can understand that he can't, he doesn't want to sleep because who knows what's going to happen. Ah, that's Ji-Jang, okay. Where is he going? Okay. She's not sleeping because she's a shadow, so she doesn't need that. Why? Maybe he wants to find something. It's better if you go together with her because maybe something bad is about to happen. Okay, because he, at the beginning he didn't trust her at all, but now you see the difference. Let's see where let's see where he goes. She's not waiting outside. Eh? Who's that? Oh no! Oh no, his wife is a shadow too. Oh no 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 no. That's terrible. No. Yeah, she can do the same thing she did for Chitose. But I can understand the Jijan now. No, no. It's really hard for him to do what he's doing now. He has to let her go. I like that Ushio is respecting this choice. Oh, even the nurse is gone in 3 seconds. Okay, that's great. He could regain, yeah. Oh, they are all ready. Oh yeah, because the festival is starting soon. Eh. Yeah, he is busy with the restaurant. Mm. Yeah. No way. Thank you, Tokiko, for that. Oh no. Oh yeah, so is fine with that. Maybe with the real hair. Oh yeah. Yeah, because she can. Yes, exactly. But that was great because she has the chance to use them once again. So. Oh! 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 Uh. Oh yeah. Yeah. I hate these. Whoa, good job, Ushio. This, yeah, the teacher. Exactly. No. Ushio has this attitude that she seems so strong, but she felt it. Yes. Mm. Yeah, this woman was essential in their way to start their relationship. Mm. I'm so sad that she's gone too. Now who's that? Oh. Oh no. No, 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 no. Come on, whoa, good job. Oh, be careful. Oh, good job. I'm so happy of this union, yo. Ah, come on, you're not the real one. Hmm. Yes. um, oh. No! Eh? Why? Who's that? I mean, she's not from the island, so. Oh my! Yes! She was talking through Ushio. Yeah. Yes. No, don't tell me. I am afraid now. I mean, what about the priest? Okay, guys, another great episode finished. The mysteries are going ahead in this story, and I think that they will go ahead till the end. So stay tuned and keep on watching because this is simply amazing. I wanted to start really quick with Jijan because we saw that for the first time we could explore more his sensitive side. We know that his wife was turned into a shadow, and unfortunately he had to get rid of it, as much as for what happened to So's dad with the Chitose, with his wife in the previous episode. And I think that was quite painful. I mean, I felt emotional at a certain point because I can imagine, as much as I was telling you for the previous episode, how hard it is to say goodbye to the dear person you have always loved. And even if that was just a shadow, he kept her over there because it was too hard for him to get rid of her. And I can really understand how he feels. I think that even Jijan was always showing himself as the strong man who was not even crying once, etc., etc. In this episode, even if he didn't cry, it seemed as if he was doing it. And I think that was really emotional, also because now, by knowing that he had this wife in this condition, we understand even the way in which he was approaching the shadows. And since the beginning we know that Jijan was reluctant towards Ushio's shadow, and he didn't want to cooperate with any of them. But the more he was going ahead with this team, the more he was realizing that shadows can also be friends, can also be nakama. And for that reason, he started accepting Ushio, he started accepting the fact that there was even a Mio's shadow, etc., etc. So, as you could see, there was an evolution of this character too, and I am really happy to see that he could cut the ties with the past, because it was so painful to see his wife in that way. I mean, his wife's shadow in that way, and I think that it was the best thing to do. It was painful, of course, because he was erasing even a small percentage to see his wife's face once again. But I think that, as much as I was telling you in the previous episode, sometimes, even if it's hard, even if it's painful, we should accept that we are mortal. And even if it's hard to believe that it's easy or it's better to let this idea of the people we love to go away, to go ahead, or to move on, it's the best thing to do. So I appreciated that Jijan could find the strength, could find the courage to do something like this. And I also admired that Ushio's shadow understood and respected his decision, because it was something that had to be done by himself only, without the support of others. And it was really nice to see that he could make it by himself, because he was having that feeling, so he himself had to do it till the end. So I really appreciate the fact that Ushio went outside, and even if it was painful, even if she was crying, it was the best thing to do. Regarding Mio, yeah, I think that she has to confess her love to Shinpei somehow, because it's pointless to hide these feelings, especially because she already has the example of her sister who died without having the chance to express her feelings towards Shinpei. And I think that she doesn't have to repeat the same mistake, because life can be done, can be over in an instant, as you can see. So I think that Mio has the chance to spill out the truth, to say that she loves Shinpei, and she has all the right to confess her love to him, even if I understand that it's a little bit strange to do something like this, because even if Ushio is dead, there's her shadow over there, and she resembles like her, and she is collecting the data from her sister, so it's like as if that's Ushio over there next to Shinpei. So I can imagine how hard it is for Mio too to confess her love, to say what she wanted to say, and how she was so respectful towards her sister that she didn't want to admit the fact that she also loves Shinpei. So I can't wait for that moment, sincerely, because after all these bad news, after all these tragedy that it's happening in this story, a little bit of love confessions, they are great. And we can skip the horrific stuff for a second. So let's see when she will do that. Of course she will do it maybe after the last battle or after this mission, before the last battle. Let's see what's going to happen, can't wait for that. Then we had the chance to get in touch with Bucci, that is this teacher that both Shinpei and Ushio had since they were kids. And thanks to Bucci, we got the chance to get in touch with Ushio as a character, and I think that we could see, even in her case as much as for Ji-Jang, the way in which she could be so sensitive, and she could convert this sensitivity into strength, physical strength, because Ushio was confronting all these kids who were bullying her, who were saying that she was a gaijin, that means a foreigner. And you know that when the Japanese people use a gaijin, it's a bad way to say you're a foreigner, you're a stranger. Usually there is another way to say it politely, let's say, that is a gaikokujin, that is a foreigner. But we know that even in the past, Japanese people were using gaijin to push these foreigners away. I mean, it was like a sort of a racist way to call foreigners. And that's why even in this episode they are using gaijin. That is something disrespectful to use when you are confronting a foreigner or a person that is a half, that means half Japanese and half another country. I understand Ushio, because it's really hard to confront people that they are calling you like this without even knowing how you're struggling. And it's really hard to reply in a different way and to find a different sort of a strength in order to reply to them in the proper way. So I think that Ushio, since she was young, she was having these bad experiences, and she always had to confront these people in this way because there was no other way. So she didn't know another way to reply rather than punching them, rather than facing them in this way. So I can understand the fragility of Ushio, because even if she was punching them, she was really feeling pain, and she was hiding this pain through these punches, or by always saying, oh, I'm fine, oh, it's okay, it doesn't matter, etc, etc. So this teacher, Bucci, found a way to discover another Ushio, the sensitive one, that was hidden inside herself, because it was a way to protect herself from all these people who were judging her, bullying her, and whatsoever. And I think that Bucci was showing Ushio that not all people can be so racist, not all people can be like these kids who were raised by families who were thinking the same things, and they were just perpetrating these ideals or on the new generations. I think that Bucci wanted to tell her that not all Japanese are like these, and she can always find people who can like her, love her, respect her, like in the case of Shinpei, for example. But it was also a nice way to tell her that she doesn't have to use violence. She doesn't have to respond in the way they want, but she should find another way to respond to these people in the most proper way, by not showing them violence or a violent behavior, but by using those hands with other means, for example, hugging, holding hands, and whatsoever. So I really like that. Even Bucci then said to Shinpei, please take care of Ushio, and I think that that was the main promise that started everything. I mean, from that moment on, Shinpei was taking care of her, protecting her, and being sure that nobody could have accused her, nobody could have offended her, etc, etc. So everything started from Bucci, I guess, and that was really nice, because you understand that sometimes older generations can give great suggestions to the new ones. And she was a great example, definitely. That's why they were both treasuring this figure, and once they discovered that she turned into a shadow and she was gone, that was pretty sad. And as much as when Shinpei had to defeat her shadow, because even if the shadow was trying to repeat good words to him, they were just words. She was not Bucci. And I think that the moment in which she was erased as a shadow, it was pretty painful to Shinpei, but at the same time, it was a way to avenge her, because of what happened on the island. So I think that these character, these Bucci that is appearing in this episode and we have never seen her before, was really meaningful. And you could see even the way in which Ushio, even if it was thanks to a shadow, changed, because we know that since Ushio's shadow is next to Shinpe, we saw so many times in which Ushio was grabbing Shinpe's hand. She was using those hands to protect others instead of being violent. So I think that these meaningful suggestions that Bucci was giving her since she was a child, they were still going ahead even through the shadow. And that was really awesome. I think Ushio changed not just because of Shinpe, but especially because she could have been able to find a person like Bucci who could detect how painful it was to confront these people all the time, so to protect herself, because nobody else could have been able to protect her because her father was busy with the restaurant. I mean, she was always alone. But from that moment on, Shinpe was together with her, and that was really, really nice to see. But then, guys, there was a moment in which Shinpe and Ushio, they are together, and they are exploring. I mean, they are checking the island and whatsoever. And at a certain point, we see that the Eye of Aine is saying something through Ushio's shadow, and she's saying that everyone is already gone, that even Heine is gone, something like this. I mean, what does that mean? Wow, I mean, we still have to understand if she's referring, for example, to that Aine that we saw together with Hizuru, because in that case, of course, she is gone. I mean, she's no more the same Heine. But when Shinpe is saying Heine needs to eat a lot in this period because lots of people are erased, I mean, they are turned into shadows and whatsoever, so it means that she ate a lot. But this Eye of Heine that is appearing on Ushio's face is saying, you're saying something stupid because these, and even Heine are already gone. Wow. Does this mean that Shide is the one who's controlling everything? Can you imagine, after discovering that Shide is the first son of Heine, and it's also the first shadow, what if now Shide wants to take the control of everything, as much as I was always telling you? I mean, what if Shide is the one who used Heine? He took her as an advantage to gain power, but what if later he was even condemning her and he wanted the main power, so he wanted to control her all the times, and at the same time, while Heine thought that she was really powerful, then Shide became more powerful than her and she was gone. I mean, we needed to understand if it's Shide, the one who's controlling everything, or, look guys, I have a terrible feeling, because now that Shinpe is reaching that shrine where everything started, I am afraid that even the priest is no more the priest. I mean, I don't know why, but I had the feeling, you know, when you watch a horror movie or when you watch a horror anime in this case, that you see, or a creepy scene in which you see that the character, you think that he's so kind, so reliable and whatsoever. On the contrary, he's the evil one, the main culprit and whatsoever. I don't know, these priest seemed not the same priest that we saw at the beginning of the story, or when he met Hizuru, or even in that case he was already a shadow. So we have to be careful. I think that that priest is hiding something. And that's why there was even this tension while Shinpe was climbing the stairs and he was reaching him. I have a bad feeling. Something bad is about to happen in the next episode. I have this bad feeling. Okay guys, let's see what's going to happen next week with episode 18 of A Summertime Render. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. Bye guys, see you in the next video.